Free agency in the National Football League is always explosive, and with the upcoming draft more than a month away, teams are posturing and positioning themselves for the upcoming draft by filling needs that only veterans can fill. The magnitude of some of these free agency moves threatens to create a huge crater where once resided the NFL. Let's take a look at some of the teams who have made some explosive moves and the fallout that will inevitably follow. The Denver Broncos were 4 quarters short of winning a Super Bowl. Their defense was outplayed by a Seahawks defense that made quarterback Peyton Manning extremely uncomfortable for the entire game. By signing cornerback Aqib Talib, strong safety TJ Ward and defensive end DeMarcus Ware, the Broncos are making a statement that they will dish out a little defensive punishment in 2014, instead of just taking it. Of course, this means that in the upcoming draft, the Broncos will also be looking to replace a guard and a wide receiver if they don't pick one up in the remaining free agency period immediately before and after the draft. As happens with most Super Bowl winning teams, the departures due to free agency are more prolific than the arrivals because the salary cap takes a hit with the players who are re-signed. Losing 6 members of a defense that was dominant last year will definitely impact the team this year, unless Pete Carroll hits another draft day home run. The preseason is not over yet, though, so expect a few more signings by the Seahawks and a few more Seahawks players signing with other teams. The Panthers took a major hit in free agency. The Panthers cut wide receiver Steve Smith and lost 5 others to free agency. Can the most dominant defense in the NFC South Division hold on to what made them great in 2013? Without the weapons that Cam Newton needs to keep from running every play, some of the money they are freeing up will have to go to bring in a quality wide receiver. It was thought that Hakeem Nicks was that quality receiver that Carolina would be courting, but the Colts managed to beat them to him. The Patriots have a host of free agents who have yet to find a home, but for now the only loss is Aqib Talib at cornerback. Luckily for the Patriots, they were able to fill that void with Darrelle Revis almost immediately. One glaring need for the Patriots is still at wide receiver. Julian Edelman was talking to a few teams but did not get that offer he was looking for, so he resigned with New England before the weekend. The drama is not over for this team as Vince Wilfork wants to be released. Stay tuned. The Eagles are not planning on changing much, just adding to an already impressive team. The addition of Darren Sproles as a third-down running back will definitely make an already explosive offense go nuclear. Shoring up the defense with Malcolm Jenkins and Brian Bramman will also make the Eagles team ready for a longer playoff run than last year. The Colts have a great nucleus of talent, but the running attack suffered throughout the season. Now that the only successful running back on the team has signed with another team, the Colts will have to figure out how to move on without Donald Brown. The list of free agents looking to leave the team is pretty staggering, but a nice crop of free agent running backs are available, so expect Indianapolis to make a move shortly before the draft. On a bright note, the Colts were able to secure the services of Hakeem Nicks at wide receiver to make quarterback Andrew Luck's job a little easier in the passing attack. The Packers only lost 2 players to free agency so far, although over a dozen of their free agents are still unsigned. The addition of defensive end Julius Peppers will add another dimension to a Packers defense that was adequate to keep the Packers in the game all year. With a more explosive pass rush, the Packers could return to the postseason with a higher seed. The Bengals finished their season with a playoff run, but the Chargers had their number on both sides of the ball. With the loss of tackle Anthony Collins and defensive end Michael Johnson to the Buccaneers, the Bengals have to plug some holes on offense and defense. It will not help matters that both of the Bengals coordinators became head coaches following that playoff run. Having new coordinators will force the team to work harder to reach the success levels of 2013, provided they find good talent to replace the players lost to free agency. The top 12 available remaining free agents include some very good players on both offense and defense. This year seems to be the year of the cornerback, with some of the top corners in the league on the free agency carousel hoping to attract some big money. Expect to hear about more deals being made as teams get closer to the draft. What do you think about the current free agency situation? Let us know by commenting on this video or by letting us know on Facebook or on blogtalkfootball.com.